broke Suki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman. Rob Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering tales from the crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote the
All
script.
right here is no mystery, 'cause it's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the history of bad ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the history of bad ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 342. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And with us this week, well, intern Hackney will be here eventually, but with us this week is Scab Jeff. Welcome, Scab.
Thank you.
Very happy to have you.
Very happy to be here.
Yep, late addition to the show. Blake can't make it this week. Jim's drunk on a golf course.
Again.
And so we thought, you know what, let's bring Scab in, because I have not seen you, Scab, in like 6 months. I feel bad.
It was before the pandemic. The last time I was on with you, I was in the actual studio.
Yeah.
It's probably Christmas.
I think he was here after that. I think he was here a couple of shows after Oscars. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
There was a couple episodes that he was here like 4 out of 5 weeks or 3 out of 4 weeks. He was rocking it. And then pandemic hit, and then we're screwed. So, good news is the pandemic is almost over here in the States. We're looking great. Our numbers are awesome. Everything's going great. We're down to 1%. Healthy.
It's going great in the States because soon everyone will be dead, and we won't have to worry about it.
That's right. The state of Ohio might be shutting down again tomorrow. Or Thursday, I'm sorry. Thursday's when they're having the conversation, our governor. And we're in a county that's red or purple or whatever it is. It doesn't matter.
Did we go up to purple?
Yeah, we were at purple since last Thursday, but our governor...
That was red.
Nope, that was purple. He didn't want to do a press conference until this week, though. He wanted to see if it leveled off after a week. Spoilers, it didn't.
Okay.
And luckily, my kid still has to go back to the school building in a month.
Yay! I don't think that should happen.
If corporate America's not going back, why are those kids going back? But that's a different topic. We decide, hey, Scab, with my 2 kids that are in school, we're going to do online learning. They gave us that option. So we'll see.
They did give us that option as well, and it's that. Or right now, they go in 2 days a week, 3 days every other week, and then remote learning for the rest of the week is how they currently have it. And they gave the option for everything at home, but I don't know. It just struck me as like a something that would make someone a social pariah, and I didn't want to put him through that if everybody else was going to school. I don't know.
So
I don't know what to do.
The thing
I really don't.
Well, you may not even have to make a decision if we go to purple and they shut everything down again. We went back and forth for many days, and we either had the option of 5 full-time in, 5 days in school, or online learning. That's it. There was no 2 in, 3 out. It was 5 days in, and that's it. You're full-time.
Well, no offense. If you're going in even once, you're exposing yourself.
Correct.
So, I mean, going in every other day, is that really...
their explanation was that if it was split, everybody went in 2 days and then 3 days some weeks, then half the students would be there at one time, so they could all be 6 feet apart at all times. Was their logic?
So my son is getting in our school district. We're getting new buildings next year, and it's really not. It's nice finally. Unfortunately, the building he's in, they can't even do 6 feet. It's 3 feet. So at that point, it's like that's not even CDC recommended.
Even if you get rid of half the class, it's still only 3 feet.
Yeah, that's how small the rooms are because they were built in the 1930s and 40s.
Oh, I thought you meant the new building.
No. The new buildings aren't open yet. That's next year. So we went back and forth a lot.
See, when you said next year, I thought next year starts in August. So that's why you were confusing.
2021. 2021. The one positive is that we know a couple kids on the street that are staying home that he's friends with, so that helps. And to be honest, I mean, for working parents, you have no choice. More than likely, you have to send them back. I mean, what else are you going to do? So we're lucky that my wife doesn't work full time, so she's going to do it. But that was basically the option. So the one thing that we heard was that if one kid in his class gets COVID, everyone in the class has to quarantine for 14 days. And then basically the siblings of the kids, like my daughter, would have to quarantine too. And then basically possibly her class would have to quarantine. So it's like it's going to happen because there's so many kids. So at this point, we're like, the disruption is, I think, going to be worse than anything. Just with kids, quarantine. So we're like, instead of sending them back and coming home, sending them back, come home, we're just going to take the first semester because you can change your mind in the second semester. So right after Christmas, if it's gone, thank God, I hope it is.
It won't be.
I know, Jeff. I'm trying. I'm trying to
wait. There's a chance that it will if everybody does everything correctly.
So it won't be gone. Okay.
Yes, it won't be gone.
So you can change them.
They're completely open. New Zealand is completely open now.
Good job, Nikki. New Zealand, you did it. So, but anyway, so let's go on to brighter news. Scab's here. Scab, I'm happy to see you.
That's the brighter news?
It is a good news because Scab has a nice beard over there. What's going on with that, Chief?
I haven't shaved since the last time I was on the show with you.
Wow. I tried. This is the most I got. The goatee. That's it. That's all I can get. So I almost had the goatee shaved though, Scab, because I know you don't like my goatee. What? I almost had it. The one kid on my son's team that I coach, he said, "Coach Brigger, that goatee is horrible. If we win this week, can we shave it?" And I said, "You have to talk to my wife." And my wife said, "Nope." And then I looked at him and I was like, "If you win this week, we can." They lost 15-10. Well, can't shave it. I think it
is pretty terrible.
So you're saying his ball players are astute?
Wow.
Quite.
I would love to shave my goatee, but my wife said no. So, and she has to look at me. So there you go.
Well, it's because she likes the touch of whiskers like real men have. And since she decided to settle for you, she just had to make sure that, when she's kissing you, it at least could feel like somebody she respected.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I went there.
I'm so happy to be on tonight. It was a shitty couple weeks. Well, shitty 6 months. But I thought, tonight's going to be fun. We're going to talk, have a good time.
No one will insult me at all.
No, not at all. Scab's on my side. Fuck you all.
Hey, you're the one that brought up the goatee, so don't blame us.
And you know my feelings on the goatee.
I know they do. I know. So the Redskins, the Washington Redskins, are retiring their name.
The what?
The Washington Redskins.
Okay, thanks.
Shut up, Joe.
Yeah, I heard they were changing their name to the DC Redskins.
I did see that joke.
The Onion posted that.
The Onion had another one that the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, now that the Redskins name is available, he's turned them into the Dallas Redskins.
Oh.
But yeah, so he said, what was it that, or I'm sorry, they were saying that there's some names out there for the new, for Dan Snyder's team. The one I liked a lot is the Red Tails. I thought that was really cool.
Oh.
Oh, and I think we got Intern on. Intern?
Hello?
Hey, Brian. We're all here.
How we doing, guys?
We're talking about the Redskins dropping their name, and how one of the names online is the Red Tails to honor the airmen, first African American airmen. I thought that was a pretty cool name. Yes,
that's a cool name, but it'll never happen.
Well, no, but I'm trying. I'm hoping.
They're just gonna pull. They're gonna pull the rug out from under everyone and just change it to the DC Redskins.
We talked about that.
Fair enough.
You're a little late for that.
Intern, I said that there was breaking news on the Onion today that Jerry Jones changed his name to the Dallas Redskins since it was available. God, I love the Onion. I didn't see any other name. Was there any other names that they were talking about?
I heard Red Hawks, Red something. Things I suppose that would fit into their fight song or something.
Yeah, to keep the R at the end, the hail to the whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I suggested racists.
That would be a good one.
Just keeping in line.
You know, Dan Snyder is really woke, the owner of the team. He's really woke.
Yeah.
You know, they've only been telling him to do this, for 10 years now? And
Longer.
now...
Pretty much since he bought the team.
Yeah. And ever since Amazon said, yeah, we're not going to sell your merchandise, and Nike's like, yeah, we're going to take a step back on this one.
I thought it was FedEx was the one that, the people who their field is named for are the ones that really, I think, put the pressure on.
Good for them. So the Cleveland Indians are supposed to be changing to something. I like the Cleveland Spiders. I really like that logo that they had out there. I thought that was kind of cool. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't care. I mean, I'm fine with that.
Did Cleveland say anything other than we're taking a look at it?
No, they haven't anything yet. I'm guessing they're going to change soon. I would say probably after this season. They're probably changing.
Oh, they're too late to, I think, try to do anything new this season.
That's true, because you got jerseys and all that.
Unless they just flat out don't play baseball this season.
Which might happen. Might
possible.
happen.
Yeah, I saw California reclosed, Oregon reclosed.
Oh, Oregon did today?
Yeah.
Oh. So glad Scab Jeff is on for this uplifting show, aren't you, Scab?
Kentucky reported their highest cases since the beginning of pandemic today. So,
well,
it kind of sounds like when it snows and you were in school and you were watching the news to see if your school was canceled, and you saw that the school near you was canceled and this school near you was canceled. You're like, come on, I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Go Ohio. Oh, God. I feel like it's just I feel like we're in Groundhog Day. That's all it feels like. We're trying to be uplifting. Some sad news.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was about to say, the point of doing this is to get our minds off of the crap out there. So now let's talk about the famous deaths this week.
Kelly Preston died, 57 years old. John Travolta's wife.
I was unaware.
They did not go public with her breast cancer fight. She's been fighting for 2 years, and she passed away a couple days ago. So, breath of silence. I will always remember her for the love of the game. Great film.
Agreed.
And then also Nia Riviera from Glee and singer. That was heartbreaking. Did you see that, Scab?
Yeah, she fell into the lake.
She went swimming with her 4-year-old. Yeah. And the 4-year-old got back into the boat, and he turned around, and she wasn't there. So that was, geez, Pete. They did find her.
That was Wednesday, and they didn't find the body until Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But
she was 33, I think.
33.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
They found her 4-year-old son sleeping on the boat, thank God. But jeez, oh Pete. So yeah.
Supposedly that lake where she drowned, they've had like 15 or 18 drowning deaths in like the last 3 or 4 years. People were trying to get it either closed or they don't even have like signs up or anything, supposedly. But
what's so bad about it, did they say?
I think there's some currents.
Oh, okay.
That, and it's got a bunch of like not sinkholes, but like just I don't really know the best way to describe it, but there's always a current flowing.
Like riptides in that or whatever they call it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what it was.
Gotcha.
And then
I'm sorry, Jeff, go ahead.
no, and then we also had we heard about Grant Imahara from
Mythbusters.
Mythbusters.
And White Rabbit Project, is that what it was?
That was pretty much a same type of show, just on a different network with a different.
They said brain aneurysm for him.
Oof. Yeah, I heard that sucks because he was like less than a year older than me, and it's like crap. Yeah. Don't like to hear that.
He was in charge of the droids on the new Star Wars movies. He helped.
That was the prequels.
Prequels. Sorry, yes, you are correct. My bad.
He was on Table Talk with Will Wheaton a lot, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did at least 2 episodes of Tabletop.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah. While watching him on Tabletop, it's like he seemed to be a great guy that I'd love to play games with at any time of the day. You know.
Well, let's go positive. Scab.
Before we move on, I would like to ask for a breath of silence. Last night we had to put our oldest cat to sleep.
Sorry to hear that.
Kind of unexpected, and we knew she was a little sick, but we didn't expect it to be so quick. But
how old?
So she was 15.
Jeez.
But
what's the name?
Breath of silence for Snowball.
Snowball. Was she Snowball 1 or 2? Snowball.
She was a original one for us.
Okay. Breath of silence.
Yeah.
I've talked to you guys about it. You know, my dog is turning 13 next week, and dogs don't last that, mostly. And so I'm dreading the day. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry about that, man.
Oh, thank you. It sucks.
Can we say
never easy?
Can we say 2020 sucks? Can we say that?
Yeah, we could definitely say that.
Jesus.
All you people that were like, I hope 2019 goes away. 2020 is going to be so much better. Thanks for that.
2021 is going to be better, Jeff.
I can't even say that. I mean, I'll probably be dead from the Rona in 2021.
I hope not. I hope not, too. I'll be honest.
It would open up a spot for me on the show because I'm scared, Jeff.
Wow. I'm going to walk out of my house one day and he'll be coughing at me.
Scab.
Hey, you want to come over for VR for board games this weekend?
Scab. I'll keep you in mind. I'll keep you in mind. I mean, no, Jeff, we don't want you going anywhere. So, Scab, let's go with you. Have you played any new tabletop games, or have you watched any new TV shows, or anything?
I've been playing a lot of new board games. I've been buying board games, probably 2 or 3 a week, and playing them all.
What else are you going to do, right?
We've got a huge collection. I think I just spent $200 on Smash Up and Smash Up Factions last week.
Damn straight, because that's worth it. I saw that on your shelfie that your girlfriend's posting on Facebook. And I'm like, oh, they got Smash Up. Yes.
Did you get all of it?
Then she spilled beer in the middle of the table when we didn't have them in sleeves or anything. So
so now you got to rebuy them.
She went and spent $60 to replace the 3 factions that she destroyed.
How many factions do you have?
We have the bigger, geekier box, the original, and 4 expansions.
Okay.
So that's 8 in the original, 2 in the bigger, geekier box, and 4 for each of the expansions.
Okay. My son loves that game.
2 expansions have 5 of them in it. If you
Yeah, now that I say that, the one that we did get does have sharks and tornadoes, so that's 5.
We just ordered that one. Sharks and Tornadoes. Jeff actually let me know AEG, the creator of the game, had a buy one get one free expansion pack a couple weeks ago, and so we ordered it. And they said, it's going to take 3 weeks, which was always awesome on Facebook to watch the people bitch about that. 3 weeks? I could have gone to my store and gotten it. Yes, but they weren't buy one, get one free. But they were, but I actually got email that they're being shipped this week. So it was actually pretty quick. So a little bit quicker than that. But yeah, my oldest son really loves Smash Up. And we've been buying more and more expansion packs. Not as many as Jeff because Jeff has them all. So I am looking at what's that?
I said they're late this year because usually they release one in the spring and one in the fall, and they're supposed to be doing they are doing a Marvel tie-in.
Really?
And the spring was supposed to be Marvel, but it hasn't been released yet. So.
Oh, it's like Black Widow the movie. It just
exactly
keeps with the trend. Keep with the trend.
They haven't even released like what all the factions are going to be. I think there were just 2 of them released, and it was like the Ultimates. And I'm like, ooh, okay, that's like the Ultimate Universe Avengers, and then I think it was one of the bad guys, and I can't remember which bad guy, AIM or something.
Yeah.
Like, release better ones quickly.
You can pre-order. Smash Up : Marvel for $31.47.
Oh, they got pre-order because there's going to be 8 factions, I think, in that.
Let's see. Doesn't say who though. Doesn't say who. Yeah, that one doesn't say who. Have you played Ticket to Ride, Scab?
Yeah.
Okay.
I own that. It's I got New York 1901, which is similar.
Mm-hmm.
As well. I think I like Ticket to Ride better, but I got those 2 that are like that. And I just, this week, I have Mysterium coming, which looks really good, and Sheriff of Nottingham coming.
Let me know.
Fun.
Let me know how the Nottingham one is, because I keep looking at that one, but I haven't bought it. I keep looking at getting it, though.
Up until last week, it was on the cheapest that we could find. It was like $160 on Amazon,
Jesus.
And it didn't look like $160 good. But apparently, they were just coming out with the second edition, and the first edition was out of print, so that just came out last week.
Well, we
ordered that.
My local tabletop store is open again, Jeff. Scab, the one that you like, they reopened
until tomorrow.
No, well, they're also going to curbside pickup, and they're working on a delivery service to you too. So if you buy tabletop games, I was like, good for them. They're at least being geniuses, and like trying to be creative about it. Jeff, have you seen that? Have you got any new games lately?
Me?
Yeah,
I haven't really gotten any since the pandemic or whatnot started. I'm trying to think. I don't think any Kickstarters have come in the last 3 months either. So
gotcha.
So I don't think I got anything new, so to speak.
Brian, have you got any new games like Life or Risk or anything?
No. The newest game that I bought was Uno.
Oh, that's a fun game.
Not even Uno Attack?
No, it was just it was sold out. So at the time I was just buying whatever I could.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you were joking about being sold out. Risk is actually sold out everywhere. They can't find the game Risk. I was like, I guess since people have time now, they can finish it. Because my oldest son really wants to play Risk, and I went online to look for it. That and inflatable swimming pools are sold out everywhere. And in-ground pools. In-ground,
Maybe for Risk, you'll have to get some of those other types of Risk, like Lord of the Rings
they
Risk.
did have that one. I said,
You
nope.
can get that.
Nope.
They made, Game of Thrones Risk? You can get that one.
They had was it Star Trek? I think they had a Star Trek type of Risk. I was like, isn't that against what their motive, like their whole thing is?
Pretty much.
So Smash Up: Marvel, it contains 8 new factions.
Yes.
16 new bases. Let's see here. Let's see. The Red Skull is a 5. They have some of the cards. Captain Marvel is in it.
Captain Marvel and Red Skull are the ones they released, and
yeah. So
I guess if it's Red Skull, is it Hydra then? I suppose
I
the
would say
factions
it's
are
I would say
the
it's
Ultimates
Hydra.
and Hydra. I think are the.
So if he's Hydra, because he's a 5 on there, and it shows Captain Marvel is a 5, what would she be part of? What team?
The Ultimates.
Oh, is she part of the Ultimates in the
I think
book?
she's part of the Ultimates.
Okay.
I think that's because that's how they, when they release those 2 cards and let you know 2 factions. So I'm assuming that's how that's going.
They said on April 7th that the Marvel pack will be available this fall.
Fall. So
Yeah.
wait 6 months.
Sorry, Jeff. Sorry. The Ultimate,
Is
and
West
Hydra.
Coast Avengers one of the factions?
They have only announced 2 of
Probably
them.
not.
They said,
Squirrel Girl. We want Squirrel Girl.
"Oh, the Great
Great
Lakes
Lakes.
Avengers."
Great Lakes
There you go.
Oh, those are Great Lakes. I'm sorry.
You know what? You have a West
About that.
Coast, a regular Avengers. You have Great Lakes.
I think what they were going to do is 4 bad guys, 4 good guys, and whether I don't know if they're going to have like Fantastic Four or
Ugh.
X-Men.
Fantastic,
Ugh, then don't play them.
Fantastic Four. You got bored to death. Oh, I'll use my Reed Richards. He talks to you about physics. That's awesome.
If we're lucky, we'll get a Herbie the Robot card.
They get rid of the Human Torch because they don't want any kids setting fire to themselves. That's right. Oh, great! You have a West Coast Avengers. You have Wonder Man. You're done. He's a 1. he's just a little 1 character. Poor Wonder Man.
And he's a 1?
Yes.
Jeez.
I did like Wonder Man.
It's the West Coast Avengers, man.
Brian, did you watch any new TV? Have you seen any new TV?
Not TV, but I did watch a couple of movies over the weekend. I watched Midway.
Okay.
That's
How was
now
it?
out on HBO. It was very good.
Okay.
And then I watched The Outpost.
What is that one?
That's the military movie that's based on the book that Jake Tapper wrote.
Okay.
We talked about it a few weeks ago. It was just coming out.
Oh, Jake Tapper, not John Taffer. Okay.
Not
go
John
on.
Tapper.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
I have a feeling, yeah, he needs to start doing the coronavirus task force meetings.
John Taffer?
Yeah, California,
From Bar
shut
Rescue.
it down.
Bar rescue. He just comes into California. I like it. I like
State
it.
rescue.
Yeah.
State rescue.
John Taffer will come in and see if you're doing it right.
John,
No one's wearing masks. Shut it down.
John, what do you think they should do? Wear a fucking mask. I saw you out there. You were hitting on that girl. Shut it down. You coughed. Scab looks confused. Have you ever seen Bar Rescue?
I have not.
Oh, you should. It's on Paramount Network every single hour of every single day. I think I've seen like 10 episodes in the last 2 days while working from home.
I
He's
did
like the-
start
he's the
watching What
Gordon
We Do in the
Ramsay.
Shadows.
What?
Jeff said he started watching What We Do in the Shadows.
And?
I love it. It's wonderful.
You know what I say to that?
Yeah. So I saw you got to the episode with Gregor in it, huh?
Yeah.
Great.
Because your girlfriend started insulting people named Jeff. I saw that.
Oh, she laughed so hard when they were talking about people named Jeff.
I was watching it, And then that episode, and I went, "Oh, I'm going to hear about this on the podcast on Tuesday." The week that one came out,
and you did. What else have you seen, Hackney?
That's really the only thing since last week that I watched.
Okay.
I just watching still rewatching The Office because it's on
every channel of every day.
Yeah, so
it's coming to Peacock.
Great.
Yay.
I can rewatch it on Peacock then.
Unfortunately, Peacock's not going to Roku or Amazon Fire or Amazon Prime. Whoops.
Awesome.
So they're hanging out with HBO Max?
Yeah, pretty much. There was an article in Variety this week that they said, yeah, it's not happening. That it's not coming yet. So we'll see what happens, but I would like to see, I don't know. I mean, I would like to see Peacock since it's free, but I don't think it's happening. So
probably
not. What else we got?
I watched Eurovision.
And how was that?
It was not good. It was Will Ferrell being Will Ferrell.
I heard
it might have been better if Will Ferrell wasn't in it. Like, the premise wasn't too bad for a comedy. I could see it, but then Will Ferrell, I mean, I don't need to see a 50-some-year-old man trying to, like, make it as a singer his entire life just to accidentally get into the Eurovision competition. And for some reason, he found a reason to take off his shirt and run around without his shirt on, like he does in every one of his movies.
That's kind of a stretch for him. That's a new one. I heard there was a lot of cameos.
Sure.
Like a lot of celebrities jumped in, like here and there. No,
maybe European celebrities who I didn't know who the F they were.
Was Prince Charles in it?
I didn't see Prince Charles.
Oh, okay. Prince Andrew?
I didn't see Prince Andrew.
Oh, there was not enough young people around. Sorry, young kids. I watched Waco, the miniseries that was on Paramount Network is now on Netflix. Have you seen that one, Scab?
I have not.
It's on Netflix. It's not bad. Have you seen it, Brian?
I have.
It wasn't bad at all. Don't get me wrong, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but like it felt like a 1980s type of miniseries. Like the backgrounds, like it looked cheap in some areas, and then I was like,
The Day After or something.
Yeah, and the acting ranged from good to bad. Like there's some bad acting in it, but it wasn't like a bad show. Like it was very interesting to see how the ATF fucked it up, and David Koresh was fucking insane anyways. But
that's what it was about. Okay, you didn't explain what it was about.
Sorry, it was about David Koresh and the Branch Davidians and how the
and
siege.
They acted it, so it was a dramatization of not
correct.
I think I'll pass.
It was the last 15 minutes when you see everyone dying. That was rough because there was 25 kids that died in it. That was rough to watch, and they showed but it felt like a very 1980s, 1990s TV networks miniseries type. It just felt odd. Like some of I don't know if it was because of the sets. I don't know. It just was a little interesting, but it was still enjoyable. Well, it was still a decent show to watch if you wanted background on it. So your thoughts, Brian?
I loved it.
You loved it?
Eric and I both really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when did actually Waco take place? Like 92?
I was going to say 92 or 93, right? It was after Ruby Ridge.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe they did that on purpose to make it try to feel as comparable to when it happened than, rather than going like over the top and making it unrealistic or,
1993.
Yeah.
And again, it's the Paramount Network. No offense to it, but the home of Bar Rescue. You're not going to have as much of a budget either as Netflix and everything else.
And Yellowstone. Don't forget Yellowstone.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've yet to see that.
I heard it was good, and I'd like to see it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
First season's really good.
And who did I see? Someone join the cast who Josh Holloway.
Yep.
Has he always been, or he just joined?
I think he just joined.
Okay.
Jeff, did
And
you?
they just
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
they just added Paramount to YouTube TV too.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's how I'm watching Bar Rescue now.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Every other episode, shut it down. They had the one today that the lady had the lobster claw
The
game.
lobster thing. Oh,
And you put $2 in and you try to grab a real live lobster.
real live lobster. Yeah.
Unfortunately, what was it? Taffer was like, well, it cost $8 to break even, so you gotta have somebody play it 4 times. Their mole that goes in, he won on the second time, and they're like, this is why you're losing money. And then then they gave it to the cook and they put it in non-boiling water, and I'm like, oh. And Taffer was like, you can't do that, like the bacteria, and it's mean, like, yeah, so that was great. So that was wonderful. Scab, did you watch any movies, any TV shows?
I did watch that Palm Springs show with what's his face from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's a Hulu original. It's like Groundhog Day.
Oh, no idea what this is. I'm going with it.
It was what's the guy's name? The Brooklyn Nine-Nine main guy, Andy Samberg.
Okay.
And the mom from How I Met Your Mother were the two main.
Oh, Colby.
What?
No, not Colby.
Not Colby.
Mom. From the last, you didn't.
Okay.
When they introduced the mom, Kristen Milotti or something like that.
Yeah. But it's essentially Andy Samberg. He is living the same day over and over again, and then he accidentally gets her to live the same day over and over again with him. So they're the only two who remember what's going on, and they get into it's a comedy. It's okay. It's not something that's going to be remembered in 5 years or anything like that. But
And what you say was on Hulu?
Yeah, it's a Hulu original movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
I need to get Hulu.
Yeah.
Is it on Quibi?
Nothing's on Quibi.
Reno 911.
That was fantastic. That's so funny. It's such a good show. That's worth it to me. That's worth the $5 or $4 a month.
We had a thing that Quibi has 72,000 paid subscribers right now, so it's a rough one for them.
Well, what did they say? Like 8% retention rate from the free
3 months.
The free month, and then like only like 8% of the people who took the free trial stayed.
Yeah, those are Hobie numbers.
But they keep adding shows though.
Well, yeah,
So, they're trying.
They are.
I'm not against it. I just think it's funny. Like,
Have you downloaded it and tried it?
No.
Then you can't say anything bad about it. You don't know anything about it.
Brian, I'm in America. I can say anything bad I want. Okay, you can't take away that freedom. That's my freedom. I'm American.
Sure.
I'll talk bad about it. I don't want to watch television on my phone.
Can you watch television on your phone?
Is that what Quibi is?
I didn't know if you had
television on your phone. I am up to date now. I do have the capability of, just not the desire to hold it right in front of my face for however long it takes to watch a show.
They're only like 10 minutes on that show, network.
Yeah, because that's as long as people can hold their phone without saying, God, this is stupid.
Get off my lawn. Scab, anything else you watch?
I'm really impressed with HBO Max, even though they don't have it on Roku, so it's hard to watch. But their foreign film selection is like 90% of the films I watched in film school are all available. They have like all the Kurosawa films. They have all the French New Wave films and
I love
Italian
French New Wave films. I love it. I love them.
And things like that. And then they have all the HBO movies, and they have all kinds of classic movies. They really have a phenomenal selection of show. Like it's probably stupid, but I really enjoy watching The Big Bang Theory. Mm-hmm. Like it's not something that I would go out of my way to watch, but if I ever flipping through channels when there was still TV in existence, and it happened to be on, I would stop on there and watch The Big Bang Theory because I enjoyed that. And they have that on HBO Max, and they have all kinds of other little shows that you can just watch and pass time, or movies that you kind of always wanted to see, but you didn't want to spend $5 for a movie that won an Oscar in the 1930s. And HBO Max has all that, but they don't have it on Roku, which makes it real hard to watch, or Amazon.
Yeah, and that's
so
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We subscribed through YouTube TV. We added it on that way, but the HBO Max on YouTube doesn't have all of the non-HBO stuff. Like Friends isn't on. Like when I go to it on YouTube TV, it only has only HBO stuff. So the only way I can watch any of the non-HBO stuff is through the app on my phone or iPad.
Really?
Yeah. It's the same way with Hulu. I have it through Hulu, but I have an Xbox, so I watch it through the Xbox on the TV, and then I have a tablet that I will sometimes watch it on. But usually, if I want it on the big screen, I put it through the Xbox.
It's so bizarre to me, like why that is, but.
Variety had a big article about it, and like I was just saying, the same thing with Peacock, and they said that it's such a weird space because Roku, what happens is Roku and Amazon usually get 15 to 20% of the subscription fee. So if you pay $15 a month, they get 15 to 20% of that, Amazon or Roku. Well, then they also want any. And it was a little confusing article because they got really in depth into it, like the numbers and everything, and how streaming services work with things. But like with the commercial licensing fees and all that stuff, like some of the commercial things and that, like with marketing, Amazon takes up to 40% of that, and Roku is usually 15 to 25%. And they said HBO doesn't want to give that up, and because it's a lot of money, so they said they don't want to do that. And they said the reason Disney Plus did it is because Disney was Disney. They just wanted to get in. They wanted to flood the market. They don't need the money. They just want to flood it. And they said HBO and Peacock are like, no. We need to make good money off this. So that's why they said another reason that HBO charged $15. But they said they're getting frustrated because they're not getting into all the homes that they can, and it's a confusing system right now. So. Yeah, I would love to get HBO Max. I'm waiting for it to come to Amazon. Is the next thing. So, Scab? Did you just learn to say French New Wave just because I'm on the show and you knew that I would get a reaction out of that? You would get a reaction.
No, they're really my favorite movies.
I know they are, and that doesn't help the situation.
We didn't get the best reaction when someone says French New Wave. You're supposed to, it is the new wave, is what I was expecting from you.
I took the high road.
No, you just didn't think about it.
No, I didn't either.
You would have taken the low road if you thought about it.
Twitter poll of the week. You can find us on Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter. What is your favorite toy line from the 1980s? This spawned something else, but we'll get to it in a second. G.I. Joe, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, my favorite, DC Superpowers. Oh, I love those superpowers.
That's why that was on there. Okay.
Yep. And Transformers. In last place, 4% DC Superpowers. Yay! Third place, 12% He-Man, Masters of the Universe. And then winning 51% to 33%, which is G.I. Joe over Transformers. Transformers actually was kicking ass for a long time there, and then I don't know if there was a G.I. Joe fan club or what, but they shot up like 40 votes right away at one time. So G.I. Joe wins, which, if you follow us on Bad Ideas Podcast, because we started, Hbo made their own brackets.
We did?
Yeah.
We meaning Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Brian,
cool. Sounds awesome.
Brian, I was giving you credit on that one. Come on, Brian and I worked all day on this. We have a 16 toy line tournament here, brackets. It's the best 1980s toy lines, and you can vote. Voting is online right now for 2 days each. We have Transformers, the number 1 seed, going against the Dino Riders at 8. And then the other one that's going on in that side of the bracket is Mask, the 7th seed, going against number 2, My Little Pony. And then... Did something die? Oh, my God.
Oh, someone's phone.
And then tomorrow the brackets will be WWE action figures, the big plastic ones, rubber ones, number 5 seed, going against DC Superpowers at number 4. Masters of the Universe at number 3, going against Micro Machines at number 6.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So that's one side of the bracket. Scab Jeff, any favorites over there?
I think that Mask is gonna beat out My Little Pony. I really like Mask.
Really?
And
Can someone explain? All Mask is the people said, let's combine the spies of G.I. Joe with the transformabilities of Transformers. We've got cars that turn into helicopters and they're spies. And I mean, it's just G.I. Joe and Transformers mixed together poorly.
You chose.
That's my rating.
So you were playing with My Little Pony before you played with Mask at that?
Fuck yes. I played with My Little Pony before Mask.
No, Mask was better. Mask was an upgrade to G.I. Joe and Transformers.
It was like the GoBots of G.I. Joe.
So Transformers is destroying the Dino Riders, to say the least.
That's because only 6 people had Dino Riders.
Let's see here. And then I know that at one point, My Little Pony was actually losing to Mask. That was a shocker.
It's currently still losing.
Is it? Oh.
It all depends on if boys or girls are voting for the most part.
Mask is winning 57-43 right now.
Come on, Little Pony. Come on, My Little Pony.
I voted for My Little Pony because I didn't like Mask.
And then you got the other side of the bracket. The number 1 seed.
Holly Hobby over there.
What?
Holly Hobby.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay.
I have no idea.
It was an 80s toy.
Oh, I don't remember that. Sorry. I have G.I. Joe number 1 is beating the Food Fighters at number 8. Food Fighters
what is that?
Food Fighters were these little hot dog, well, they're rubber food, and they had legs and arms, and they were militarized, and they went against junk food, went against veggies and all that stuff, and they had a whole toy line of this. It was one of the few in
less people bought those than bought Dino Riders.
And then Voltron at number 7 is beating, in a big upset, the number 2 seed, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, you released those? I didn't see those yet.
Yes, those 2 came out today as well. So,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is winning right now.
Oh, did it come back?
53-47.
Okay. Let's see, and then
I don't really remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys though from back in the day, but I remember the Voltron toys.
The Turtles.
I remember the show,
cool.
but I don't remember the toys for the Ninja Turtles.
I think
all. You don't remember the toys became real big in the '90s. I always associate them as a '90s toy, but they came out in '88. So you're talking about the very end of the decade, but. Yeah, but when I was working at toy stores in the early 90s, their toys were the biggest things going, the Ninja Turtles.
Scab, did the Voltron, were those metal toys? I'm trying to think. I thought they were metal.
I think the cats or whatever that it was that connected together, they were like part metal, or they were like a metallic plastic looking thing.
Okay.
That would connect it to the other things, but they were plastic. But they had like the metallic gleam on them.
Okay.
I don't think they were actual metal.
I never had any, but
were this like skeletons made of like die cast or something?
I don't
possibly.
I know my neighbor had them, but I never had any of those. And I liked the show. I just never had them. Let's see here. We also had this is for later in the week. In the same bracket, Thundercats at number 5 were going against Marvel's Secret Wars at number 4. Those were awesome. And number 3, Real Ghostbusters toys are going against number 6, She-Ra. So we shall see if Hodak has the power to beat them.
So only two toys in the whole thing to vote for little girls to vote for. No Care Bears.
Oh, I forgot about Care Bears.
Strawberry shortcake.
Strawberry shortcake.
I forgot about Care Bears. I shall be ashamed. I am
Cabbage Patch Kids.
I didn't do Cabbage Patch because they were dolls and you could play with them, but I was thinking more like the action lines, the action toy lines.
Barbie.
That was from 1940s.
Polly Pocket.
No, fuck Polly Pocket. That thing's a piece of shit. Every girl probably lost that toy everywhere because they were so tiny. Fuck that thing.
Yeah, and they didn't do that to Micro Machines at all.
Yeah.
So I will say Voltron, Micro Machines, the WWE action figures, and Mask were all requested by listeners. So I put those in because a couple of different people wanted them in. So I said, okay, I'll do that. We'll get them in.
There's pink, what were those called? The muscle guys?
Oh,
the pink
muscle.
little wrestlers.
I was trying to
You should have had a 64 team bracket.
I was happy to get 16, okay, Jeff? Shut up. God.
Garbage Pail Kids.
That's not action. That's not toy line.
Those are cards collecting stickers. I don't think they really had. I don't think they had toys.
They had a movie.
Ugh.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See if that's on HBO Max. Let's see here. Brian, would you like to do the listener feedback for us?
I can do that.
Okay. So, Jeff, give us some music for listener feedback.
Listener feedback.
All right, listener feedback from this guy named Doug.
No more fan.
Can't give yourself
Sorry,
a nickname?
Doug, I don't want to interrupt you guys.
7.
Can't give yourself a nickname. Sorry, my bad.
Dad. Doug would like to know if Kanye West is the best presidential candidate for 2020.
One, Kanye West, as of right now, isn't a candidate for president. He has not filed any paperwork yet, so I'll say no.
Kanye West. No, fuck him. I'm not even going to talk about it. Fuck him. Fuck him. He's a piece of shit.
All right.
Take that Tesla guy with you, too. God. On a positive note, speaking of Tesla, the SUV Tesla is now under $50,000. So, if you want an electric SUV. So,
Still don't.
I'm just trying to help the environment here, people. So,
They don't help me on my cross-country drive, so I don't want them.
cross state.
I want to get to the other side of the state on one charge.
You can.
Can you guarantee that?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. From Steve at EILFM Podcast.
Everything I learned from movies.
On our wild card episodes, are we afraid of tangents?
Jason is, yes.
No, not so much. Not so much. I don't think
we never get off topic.
No.
We're yeah.
Jason wouldn't let us get off topic. Like someone would mention something, he's like, "All right, who's next? All right, who's next?" And we just.
Did we have it? Oh yeah, last week was our wild card episode, wasn't it?
Wow.
It was rapid fire. What's your top 5?
Fuck that top 5. Fuck that top 5.
One of my best top 5s ever.
I won the impression off against Besotted Geek last week. Just want to say that.
Whatever you got to tell yourself.
Someone just want to watch the world burn. It's men, Besotted. Men. Get it right.
People. Moving on. From Ty 500G. He says, I just watched Solo again, and the film gets better with each viewing. The key is for your brain to stop expecting Ehrenreich to be Harrison Ford. What film do you feel has gotten better on repeat views?
Scab?
Come back to me. I can probably come up with something here.
Okay.
My thought was Monty Python films, especially Life of Brian.
Okay.
I enjoyed it the first time, but the more you watch it, just the funnier it gets. I was having a hard time thinking of like non-comedies that I thought got better upon further viewing. But
I don't disagree with him on Solo. Solo is a fun film. I think it is a fun. It does get better with time, I think. Especially after you see it the first time, you're like, okay, now I know what to expect. I'm okay with that.
All right, so I was watching some people doing live reactions of Firefly. Like they were watching the movies and giving their reactions. And some people on the second episode, the train robbery, they were all saying, oh, this is where Solo got its plot from.
I didn't think about that. That is true. That is true. Wasn't that supposed to be the premiere episode, The Great Train Robbery?
It was the premiere, but they didn't show the pilot, the 2-hour pilot, introductory pilot. They showed for some reason Fox didn't like the pilot as the setup to the show, so they had the second episode, the train robbery. They kind of had them rework it to introduce the characters in that episode.
Fox has never done anything bad.
Made absolutely no sense when they re-showed the pilot.
Thanks, Fox. Thanks, Fox. Brian, you got anything for this?
Rocky IV. Probably.
I was going to say, even though it was good to begin with, the Replacements gets better every time.
Yeah,
Replacements.
that's a good one. Another one that I just thought of, The Proposal. You guys should check that.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I was going to say Apollo 13 because I never liked that show, and I never liked it when I first saw it. But every time I've seen it since, I really have grown to love it. Really well done. So, Scab, you got anything over there?
The one that keeps popping to mind is Ocean's 12. When I first saw Ocean's 12, I thought it was awful. And I hated it, and I hated everything about it. And every time I watch it, I appreciate it a little more. And I really like Ocean's 12 now. I might like it better than the other two.
I couldn't disagree with you more. I'm not saying it. Like, I know they 2 weeks ago they like just showed all the oceans. I'm watching 12, and I'm like, half this plot doesn't make sense, and the parts that do make sense are stupid.
I like where Julia Roberts pretends to be Julia Roberts. I like that. I think that's a funny little thing. And Steven Soderbergh always has that way of making his characters just like interacting with each other and just that seamless back and forth. It just seems to work so well in Ocean's 12 for some reason, and I like it more and more.
I just thought the overall plot of this villain challenging them didn't like
Well, I think heist movies in general are pretty unbelievable when it's like this twist and that twist.
Well, it's not even the twist; it's the fact. Well, one, the twist was pretty bad because they went and did everything, and then by the way, it didn't matter anyway because we stole the thing before we ever set foot on whatever. Yeah. The thing was stolen. We went through the motions. Yeah, that was a pretty dumb twist, honestly.
Which pretty much describes the film. They went through the motions. That's about it.
But if you're watching it the second time and the third time, you already know that happened. So you see all the little genius. I don't know. I like it better the subsequent times that I watch it instead of the first time, which is odd for a heist movie.
And I will say the thing that bugs me the most about it was, and it turned out it's because it was a movie that was written and they adapted it to the Ocean's characters. And it feels that's what it was. Like they said, we've got this movie about a heist, but it's supposed to be like 1-on-1, but now we'll make it 1-on-12. So they felt like they were forcing everybody to have a role in there.
It sounds
It
like it would
would've been
actually
weird,
be
though,
better
if they didn't have
one-on-one. It
rules for
would
those
make
guys.
more sense.
It probably would have been, but that's the script the studio had already. So they said, well, we will just do that. We've got this script that we already paid for, so adapt it to the Ocean's 11 people. And
Jeff, Jeff, you were walking around. I thought you were in on a ghost hunt. I was a little worried. Are you okay? Is there something behind? There's something behind you. There's an orb. There's an orb. It's an orb.
It's the sun, Jason. Calm down.
Oh, geez. I haven't seen that in 6 months.
See, Jason doesn't know what an orb is, so
Fuck you. I do. Real quick, my other answer besides Apollo 13 was every French New Wave film. Never liked them in the beginning, but every time I watch them over and over again on HBO Max, oh my God, I just fall in love with them. I orgasm over all the French New Wave.
they probably do get better the more you see them.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're easier to follow.
Yes. So much easier. So much. Love them. Love them.
All right, moving on.
Moving
From
right along.
what's that?
I was just singing "Moving Right Along."
Oh, okay. From Brian Hour. Can you explain to me why the new G.I. Joe action figure of Destro looks to be in full pimp mode?
Because Destro's the ultimate pimp.
So Destro, in the new limited collection, he's in a cheetah. Well, he's in tight-fitting, leather. He has a mink coat with a gold chain that connects both sides of it. He has a gun that looks like Miss Scarlet had from the movie Clue. And he has a briefcase, but it kind of looks like a handbag, European handbag. And he has leopard print on his pants. And he has sunglasses, which doesn't look right on a guy that has a silver head. So, I don't know what to think about this one. I love G.I. Joe. He looks like a pimp. He looks like he's walking down the street about ready to bitch slap somebody.
When you've got a silver head, you're the ultimate pimp.
Okay.
So you might as well dress the part.
Brian and I were talking on Twitter about this, and we both came to the realization he looks like Kramer when he has the robe on and the cane, and he's walking down the street with the hat on, and the police think he's a pimp. This is pretty much what he looks like. So maybe it's a crossover. Seinfeld and G.I. Joe. It could be.
Yeah, the ultimate crossover that no one was wanting.
That's right. We can skip the next question until Blake gets back from the cinema guys. That was more directly at Blake just to hear him bitch.
Well, now I got to double check on what that question was.
You want to go to
All right, so from the cinema guys, we have which will actually get released first, Winds of Winter or New Mutants?
I like how Jason just said we could skip it, and you read it anyway. That's great.
Well, I wanted you to hear it, Jason,
Okay.
or Jeff.
I was just looking it up, but I hope to God it's New Mutants because they at least have a release date where Winds of Winter does not.
I can't wait.
Oh,
I can't wait for the Blu-ray 25th anniversary edition of New Mutants before it even comes out in theaters. That's going to be awesome. I can't
it doesn't
wait.
have to come out in theaters anymore. Just release it somewhere. Release it to the red boxes. That's all that matters.
Yes. Everything should be released through Redbox on demand.
It's on
the greatest
Peacock.
thing ever.
It's on Peacock.
All right, moving on. From Dev.
Ah!
Are you
they
getting
killing
mugged,
you over there,
Stab?
Jeff?
What's going on over there? Are you getting mugged?
I am.
Okay.
So you can hear the ambient sounds around me.
Yes.
Yes.
We can.
You go out for
I
a
will
cigarette.
Go back inside.
I just wanted to make sure you weren't getting mugged. Oh my God, there's an orb.
It's
I see an orb.
possible.
All right. Dev would like to know, would you rather fight one elephant-sized chicken or 100 chicken-sized elephants?
This might be my favorite question of all time. And I don't know why, but it made me laugh out loud for about 5 minutes when he wrote
Do you
this.
have an answer?
I would face the chicken-sized elephants. 100 of them? You can kick them at least, right?
See, my question is, I don't know but does the strength and constitution of the animal change with size, or is it 100 elephants with elephant strength and elephant hit points, 100 of those, and one giant chicken that has the same strength and
I got what you're
weaknesses
saying.
of a regular chicken. So right now I'm leaning towards I'll take on the giant chicken because all he said was the size change and nothing else. So.
I think you're right. I never thought about that, Jeff. So you might be onto something there. Okay.
I'd go with 1 versus 100 because 100 trunks versus 1. I mean,
Yeah.
But now, granted, if they switch the strength, like the chicken all of a sudden has like elephant strength, I don't think I'd want to be pecked to death by one giant chicken.
or would well, yeah.
And if the elephants were as strong as a chicken, then I'd probably take on 100 elephants. So I kind of need to know these variables.
I want to take on the 100 chicken-sized elephants because I just want to see elephants chicken-sized. That's all I want to see. I want to see little chicken-sized elephants.
You want to see pot-bellied elephants like South Park did in '97.
So my question is, do you think the elephants, if they're chicken-sized, taste like chicken when you put them on the grill?
Ooh.
Because that
Is that
a factor into
thing?
it.
Because I'm not a big fan of chicken, to be honest.
No, I am. Scab, what are you buying? What are you doing?
I would totally do the 100 chicken-sized elephants. I assume that their strength is based on the size of their muscles. So since they're smaller and they can't weigh as much, so you can throw one in a plastic bag and then swing it around your head and hit the other ones with it. Or even just grab one by the trunk and swing it around and hit the other ones with it.
Are you Jason from Friday the 13th? You just take a sleeping bag.
And they're not all
okay.
going to have tusks.
He just wanted his machete back.
Okay, moving on. Let's
All
wrap
right.
this up.
I hope that answered your question, Dev.
All right. Last but not least, from Professor Number 1 at Doctor Number 1. Outside of kneeling at NFL games, has Colin Kaepernick done any other activism?
None that I've heard of, but I don't know.
Well, we're out of time for listener feedback here. This will be on the political podcast of Soapbox on Hbo Network.
Down the hall.
And out the door, and over to our studios, down the hall then.
I will say, short answer, yes, he has.
Okay.
Okay.
It is out there to be researched.
Oh, well, we don't do that in this country. Come on.
If it's not on a meme, I don't believe it.
Next, you're going to say medical personnel knows what they're talking about. Come on. God.
Nope.
Ooh,
I don't need to listen to scientists. As long as Chuck Woolery has an opinion, that's all I need to know.
Well, game show hosts stick together.
And
so, of course, Chuck Woolery's going to stick with Trump.
And he's going to be back in 2-2, which is always nice. So he's got that down. 2-2. 2-2.
Yeah.
Jeff, let's go into something lighthearted. Give me some news of the geek music.
It's time for another installment of the news of the geek. Oh, you disappear when you hold up that paper.
Oh, God, that's creepy. It really is what we do in the shadows. Anyways, Matt Reeves, the Batman, is coming out.
Batman.
It may be coming out in 6 months, 2 years, 6 years. I don't even know. It's getting a Gotham PD-centered spinoff series before the film is even completed. DC announced last Friday that HBO Max, if you can find it, has given a series commitment to the drama, which will take place in the same setting as Matt Reeves' upcoming film, which stars Robert Pattinson as Batman. I'm Batman. Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon, Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, and Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth. In theory, it's supposed to open October 1st, 2021, but I don't believe that. It doesn't have a title yet, the series. but is the first project announced under Reeves' overall deal with Warner Brothers Television Group. Reeves is creating a series with Terrence Winter, who did The Sopranos and Boardwalk Empire, and the latter, who will write the series. Let's see here. DC went into the Gotham Police Department in the comics with Greg Rucka, Ed Brubaker, and Michael Lark's 2002 comic Gotham Central and Batman Year One from Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli. The series follows Gotham as live-action shows set around the Gotham Police Department. Gotham Central has gotten huge, great reviews back in the day as a great comic book series. Like, basically, this vigilante, Batman was never in it. It was just like, how as a police detective and a police force do you work in a city that's basically run with supervillains and a vigilante?
And it's pretty much what most fans wanted Gotham, the TV show, to be.
Correct. Let's see here. So there you go. They said a lot of other, things about it, but nothing.
Hopefully they don't lose as many cops in that Gotham Police Department as the one in Gotham.
They actually canceled the Gotham show on Fox because they ran out of extras to play cops on the show. So they had to run out. They had to.
They had to cancel it then?
Yeah. I'm excited about this. Good for them. This and the Green Lantern series should be interesting on HBO Max. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Green Lantern.
The interesting thing is, though, do you have Jeffrey Wright becoming Commissioner Gordon? Is he going to play a role in the TV show on HBO? That's the other question.
It's a question.
Because he's in Westworld, so it's going to be interesting to see if he's on both of them now. So
maybe a young Jeffrey Wright will take over.
Well, it's supposed to be the same time period.
Still, maybe a young Jeffrey Wright will take over.
Let's see here. This is one of my favorite articles lately. Per TriviaHappy.com. If you're lucky, you've never seen it. It shows there's a window decal on mostly trucks showing Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes peeing on, praying to, or grossly interacting with things that don't have anything to do with the character. It has a history, though. Calvin and Hobbes creator Bill Watterson says he has nothing to do with the caricature of his beloved Calvin. I'm shocked. I thought he was drawing Calvin's peeing on a Ford symbol a lot. He
drew it on the Chevy symbol.
Oh, okay.
They just co-opted it for Ford.
Bastards. He was against licensing his creation for merchandising, and that includes stickers that, quote, cheapened and corrupted the comics. He never gave the decals his okay, and he later joked to his publisher, quote, I clearly miscalculated how popular it was to show Calvin urinating on a Ford logo. So bootlegs emerged. It started from, originally, the character of Calvin looking like he's peeing, came from the June 5th, 1988 comic strip in which Calvin is filling up a water balloon. The Calvin decals are illegal copies, so it's difficult to know when they began, but they were first mentioned in media on November 26, 1995, as reporter Tom Zucco described a 25-foot motorhome with a sign showing Calvin and Hobbes urinating on the letters FSU for Florida State University. The urinating Calvin is part of the University of Florida State University rivalry. So, thanks, Florida. Fuck you.
Yeah, Florida can't let us have anything nice.
From there, the sticker spread quickly with newspaper mentions across the South. The biggest boost? Somebody made stickers showing Calvin urinating on various NASCAR drivers' numbers, which I don't think I've ever seen that. Like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure your cousin probably has had one at some point, the way he's following NASCAR.
You know, if Calvin was real and was actually urinating on Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s car, it would have saved him, maybe a little bit. From there, too soon. United Press Syndicate, the comic strips distributor, tried to stop the illegal Calvins, and NASCAR even helped out. But with the strip stopped and no rights to otherwise license the materials, they didn't make a dent. It didn't help that the stickers were produced by a big company, but they weren't produced by a big company, but basically bootleggers. They were making them.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. In 96, a woman all the way up in St. Paul, Minnesota was jailed for wearing an offending Calvin t-shirt in court. South Carolina. Maybe you should dress up when you're going to court. Just a hunch.
I mean, I don't think it's worth being jailed over. I think that's ridiculous, but yeah, it certainly wouldn't help your case in front of a judge when that's what you're wearing.
South Carolina and Alabama cops repeatedly ticketed drivers who had the decal. The decal owners protested that their First Amendment rights had been violated, and the ACLU did use the incident to challenge a law on indecent speech. Yes.
Decent.
Though they said they weren't involved in the copyright dispute. Calvin became popular. The peeing Calvin did. Let's see here. The peeing Calvins inspired an array of knockoffs that, while still tasteless, at least didn't violate Waterson's intellectual property. How can they be sold when they're still illegal? Basically, IP violations like the Calvin stickers are enforced by lawsuits, not cops. So basically, you would have to go after every shop and every bootlegger that's making this, and it's not worth it. You can't do it. I mean,
it might be worth it. It's just near impossible to do.
Watterson recently joked, quote, "Long after this comic strip is forgotten, those decals are my ticket to immortality." So, there you go. I thought that was kind of an interesting little article about how basically they just kind of raised up throughout the years.
I had a Bengals peeing Calvin on the Steelers.
Oh, Brian, come on.
But it's on the Steelers.
Right.
Yeah, why would I'm not offended that I ate a peeing Calvin, but don't put a Steelers anything on your car. Come on.
I mean, he's getting peed on, so.
I don't know. I think the Steelers like getting peed on.
Oh, like our president.
They're into water games.
Allegedly.
Scab, do you have a peeing Calvin?
Not on my car, no.
Okay. Do you have a peeing Calvin in your house trap somewhere? Like
house trap? Did you say house trap?
Yeah. Back in my. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was trying to come up with something clever and I didn't. So okay. I was glad that you were moving on, and then I ruined it.
I was going to say I did have a peeing Calvin on the back of my old car. It was peeing on French New Wave films. That was my favorite.
The horse is dead, Jason. Leave it alone.
No, it's not dead yet, Brian.
It's not glue yet. So
once it's glued, then I'll do it. Quickies. Disney World reopened this past weekend while Florida numbers spiked in COVID. So go enjoy Disney. It might be your last time, maybe. So
I saw something talking about, Disney World is opening up as if, they'll keep it up until they kill everyone's parents. They showed pictures of all the orphans from Disney cartoons.
So, anybody want to go to Disney right now?
If I'm the only one in the
go to
park?
Kroger, man.
I don't even want to go to Kroger.
Well, who wants to go to Kroger?
Don't worry. Delivery is going to be taken over at my house here soon again. Or
you mean you stopped it?
Yeah, I do. We do the pickup, the click list. I can handle that.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going in.
Yeah.
We're not going in. Fuck that. So
be nice if they could get their shit together and figure it out. They keep fucking my orders up. I don't like it. When
you go for pickup for the groceries?
Yep.
I really think it depends on the store and the person picking it, your groceries. I really do. We didn't have...
Oakley Kroger sucks at it.
The Krogers that had when we did delivery back in the early days of the quarantine, we had 3 or 4 that were really, really good people that were delivering it. But then we had one person that it was a husband and wife, and they delivered it, and I think they were on some type of illegal drug. And we got like cauliflower, and it was like brown. And then we got like another cauliflower that was brown. Then we got like something totally different. And at that point,
was it cauliflower?
What's that?
Was it cauliflower?
It was cauliflower that was brown.
Okay, it's not like you ordered cauliflower and got like marbles.
No, but you could be a little bit more selective.
Oh, they're not. They don't care about. So that's the problem in ordering that is you're having someone else choose your produce.
The one lady that did it, that we had her a couple times. We requested her. She did awesome. So, But again, it's a crapshoot. Real quick here, Jeff, what are you doing September through 11th through the 13th, maybe?
If I'm not locked down, I'll be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
Fuck yeah, still going on, baby. We got this. We got this. Rumor is that we may be on the main stage, but September 11th through 13th, get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com if you want to. So we will be going as long as we're not purple in the state of or in the county of Hamilton. So get your tickets. We would say lots of great guests, and there were going to be, but I don't know who because we got to see if how this shakes down. But yeah, so there you go. That's all I got. Box office report, Jeff. What do you got over there, Chief?
Oh, let me pull up my box office news here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Number one in this week's box office, Relic, made $189,533. It's a total of over $500,000 on an unknown budget. Number two, The Lodge, made $58,217, a total of over $200 million on an unknown budget.
Okay.
Archive made $52,642 in its opening weekend on an unknown budget. Followed made another $27,771, a total of just under $500,000 on an unknown budget. And Becky, another $15,127, total of $927,185 on an unknown budget. So Kevin James still going strong, number 5 in the box office.
Shooting for that Oscar.
He's got my vote.
For the second place movie, did you say a total of $200 million?
Oh, I meant 2 million. If I said 200 million, then I misspoke. I was just impressed it was like
sense.
over $1 million because I haven't seen one of those in like 5 months or something. But no, I'm sorry. 2 million. If I said 200 million, I apologize. I let my brain read faster than my mouth.
It happened.
Or vice versa. For anybody who cares and are allowed to go to the theater this upcoming week, we have
Time out.
My brother's.
So Alaska, this is for you.
Maybe Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I mean, Hawaii, they're like New Zealand. They're islands. As long as you keep people coming in and out, you're safe.
They had 23 cases the other day.
23, not bad, as long as they're all quarantined. They can handle this.
Mm-hmm.
But coming out is My Brother's Crossing.
My Brother's Crossing. It is, hold on, based on the true life story of a couple killed while riding a motorcycle and the forgiveness of the man responsible for their death. Let's see here. It stars James Black. Let's see here. Hold on. Daniel. Now I'm trying to get it here. Here we go. Come on, people. Daniel Roebuck, James Black, Paul Ben Victor, who you've seen. He was always the 1990s sidekick bad guy, hitman. You would see him. Eliza Roberts and Joe Estevez.
I actually know who Daniel Roebuck is.
So there you go. There's that one. What else we got?
We have Human Capital, which is what feels like has been happening in the United States in the last 3-4 months.
The lives of two different families collide when their children begin a relationship that leads to a tragic accident. Is this a prequel to My Brother's Crossing?
Could be.
Let's see here. It is starring. Hold on, I'm trying to get the cast here real quick. I apologize for that. I can't see anybody on the cast. Oh, there we go. Maya Hawke, Marissa Tomei,
So people we've heard of.
Alex Wolff, and Peter Sarsgaard.
Peter Sarsgaard.
Is it true you're not a real pirate?
I just love when Peter Sarsgaard was on Saturday Night Live and they had a thing where he was invited to the pirate convention. And it was just because his name was Sarsgaard. Anyway, also coming out is The Painted Bird.
The Painted Bird. Oh, now I got really into it. Hold on. Painted Bird is a young Jewish boy somewhere in Eastern Europe seeks refuge during World War II, where he encounters many different characters. It is a foreign film and has a lot of actors and actresses that I have no idea how to say. So I'll just read their first names. Petra, Nina, Alla, Stanislav, Ostap, and Zdenek. Oh, and a Michaela.
Michaela?
Maybe. I'm going with it.
What was the second to last one?
Zdenek. Zdenek. I think that was pretty close, right, Jeff?
I couldn't tell you how it should be. Zdenek.
Zdenek.
I mean, yeah, you kind of have to push the Z and the D closer together or something if you can, but it's not a common sound in English, so I can understand it being tough to make. What?
I think the ghost is knocking at Scab Jeff's door. You okay, Scab? Blink once if you're okay.
He's not okay.
There's sound going on here. Am I making sounds?
There was a knocking sound somewhere, so Jason just assumed it was from you. It was probably upstairs in his house, but he assumed it was you.
Yes. The sounds are coming from your house. Let's see here. From Scary Thoughts, we have, let's see here. Scary Thoughts has their top 5 this week, and let's get some top 5 music. Jeff, hit it.
Dun, 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 dun. Top 5.
Top 5 favorite space exploration movies. So this is a wide range. Like, I'm not
like out space.
Yeah, they're in space and there's exploring.
But I mean, you couldn't really say Star Wars films, could you?
There are a couple I think you could argue were exploration, but thought they were the bad ones, so I didn't put them on my
trade negotiations.
See, I would say like Force Awakens you can, because they were trying to find Luke Skywalker in space.
I'll give you that one.
But it wouldn't have made my top
5. Let's go with Scab Jeff. What is your number 5?
Alien.
The original?
Yes, the original. Okay. That's the best.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about it, or are you just good with Alien?
Well, I'm just good with Alien. It's a space exploration. It's one of the best horror movies out there.
Okay. Intern, what do you got for number 5?
Number 5, I have the 1997 The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars.
Oh, I didn't even think of dipping into the Brave Little Toaster series.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here, Jeff.
Number 5, I have The Black Hole.
Ugh. By Disney. Oh God, bore myself to death.
See, you remember trying to watch it as a young child, where it really didn't have the plot points to keep a child amused. So go back and rewatch it.
Have you rewatched it recently?
No. I'm just going back from what I remembered as a child, but I remember liking it because the one little robot was cool.
I remember wanting to like it because I read the little storybook that you could always buy.
Exactly.
And it had the big red one, the bad guy, and he was literally in it for like 3 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He's worth it.
But it had the small little one. He was cool.
He was annoying. He was fucking annoying.
You're fucking annoying.
You're annoying. My number 5 is Solo. So Star Wars. I enjoyed that film, and I thought it was a good space exploration film. And you can say that because they're going to different planets that you haven't seen before. They're trying to find this different item. And they
had to find a way to do the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
12 parsecs. So, so there you go. Right, Brian? You right? You
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Brian and
Sounds right.
we played Dungeons and Dragons, beat it in 20 minutes, and then we went to the movie theaters to watch Solo together. That game. So that day, it was great. It was great.
That didn't happen.
I think Brian was sleeping that entire day.
I mean, after the dungeons thing, yeah. I mean, we just in and out, no problem, and off to nap.
Never
for me.
gets old. Never gets old.
Oh, I thought it got old about 8 weeks ago.
Yes, but Brian and I like it, so we're going to keep doing it. My number 4 is I hobied it. Riddick. It's Pitch Black and the Chronicles of Riddick. It's a long time since I smelled beautiful. I did this one because they went to a new planet. They went to a planet. They crash landed on it, and it was a different. The Pitch Black movie, especially, was a whole different thing that I've seen. I haven't seen it before. When I saw it, about the sun coming down, you got the monsters coming out, and just the way they did it was a little bit different with everything. So
I could see that. I still have yet to see Pitch Black. I saw the Chronicles of Riddick.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make my list.
It was not good, but I had to throw it in there just so I could say it's been a long time since I smelled beautiful.
What about the third one, Riddick? Did you see that one?
They made a third one?
Yep.
Oh.
Called Riddick, not the Chronicles of, just Riddick.
Oh, I have not. I didn't even realize they made a third one. Whoops. Sorry, Vin. Brian, what's your number 4?
My number 4, we can skip Jeff, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll go back to Jeff.
Number 4, Coneheads.
No one said it couldn't be somebody from another planet coming to our planet to explore.
You know, when I thought Brave Little Toaster was bad.
Genius.
When you thought what?
I thought Brave Little Toaster was a bad pick. Coneheads, much worse. Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Have you ever seen the brave little toaster that goes to Mars?
I have not. I have not.
See, there you go again. Just talking shit about something you have nothing you don't know anything about.
Welcome to America. Jeff, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Interstellar.
It's my number 1. Put it on the board.
I didn't like that one.
I liked it.
I don't know why.
Yeah, for a space exploration. I mean, it's not real high on my Christopher Nolan movies, but as far as the space exploration one, yeah, it made my list.
I love Interstellar. I've seen it 3 times already. It's a long movie. They could have cut some stuff, but I really enjoyed it. So, today, Inception was on TV, Jeff.
And you didn't watch it?
I watched the last half hour.
Oh, really?
And then Bar Rescue came on.
Shut it down!
Bar Rescue had had a better plot than Inception.
Possible.
Scab, what's your number 4?
So are these our favorite space exploration movies or the best space exploration?
Whatever you think.
Well, on the outline it says favorite.
That's
okay. Then I'm going Fifth Element for my number 4.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's a good one. That is a good one. It is favorite. That's what Scary Thoughts said from the Pop Culture Cafe podcast. So that's a good one. I like that one. That was a good movie. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is First Man.
Neil Armstrong one?
Yeah, the Neil Armstrong one.
Is that Fassbender?
Ryan Gosling?
Oh, Gosling.
No, it's
it's not Gosling?
Matt Gosling, yeah. Ryan. Yeah, Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
But yeah, it's directed by the guy who did La La Land too. But it was spectacular. It's like a classical, like La La Land was like a jazz music piece. This is like a classical music piece, and Whiplash was like a percussion piece, and it was beautiful. It was so well paced, so purposely done. It was very good.
And like those other 2 films you mentioned, it did not win Best Picture either. So
it wasn't even nominated.
Oh.
I think it got like Best Sound Design or something.
Oh, that's a shame. Thought La La Land had it. Brian, what's your number 3?
Number 3, I have Muppets from Space.
You know what? I would give you that one. That's a damn good one. I'll be honest, Brian. That was a good comeback. I like that one.
That's where we find out that Gonzo was actually an alien, huh?
I didn't like that twist. I didn't like that one, but
Well, what did you think he was?
I don't know.
Was it really a twist? I mean, look at him.
Jeff, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is The Martian.
That was an honorable mention for me.
It was an honorable mention for me as well.
Very funny film. Golden Globes definitely deserve best comedy from Golden Globes. Great film. So,
And Kristen Wiig didn't annoy me in it.
That's true. So there was a preview a couple weeks ago, speaking of Kristen Wiig, of her being in Wonder Woman, 1984.
Oh, yeah, she's Cheetah or something, isn't she?
Yeah, she's Cheetah, which I don't have an issue with, but her character was very Selena Kyle type character from Batman Returns, and I don't know if that's going to be good.
So she's hitting on Wonder Woman?
She's meek, she's like fragile, and then she gets this,
okay.
and then it's just
that arc.
Her persona in the trailer, again, it's quick, was very Batman Returns like. So I don't know how that's going to play out. Not that it matters. We're never going to see Wonder Woman anyways until next year. Let's see here. That was what number was that, Jeff? Number 3?
3.
My number 3 was Apollo 13. So
That was my number 2.
Put it on the board. Really good film.
I'm changing my number 2 now.
My son watched that last week while I was doing the podcast with my wife. He watched that with my wife. And then I came up and saw the last 40 minutes or last 30 minutes of it. It's a damn good film. So my number 2, it's not a good film, but I loved it. Titan AE, the cartoon with Matt Damon, the animated film. It was about space exploration, trying to find a new planet. And I really enjoyed Titan AE. I really did.
I probably would have enjoyed it if the guy who was supposed to go to the theater with me didn't go without me.
Jeff, what's your number 2?
My number 2, since I'm taking Apollo 13 off, I'll say...
You can't just take it off.
I just did.
I'll put it up on the board.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, okay.
Honorable mention.
Love that film. I guess it is exploration. Good for you.
He's exploring.
Yeah.
Finding new things.
Yeah.
Like orbs.
Orbs.
Remember when he found an orb?
I did.
Yeah.
Brian, what's your number 2?
Number 2, Men in Black.
Here comes Men in Black. Did you like that better than the first one?
That was an honorable mention for me.
Maybe Men in Black 2, but that's only because it has
Rosario.
Thank you, Rosario Dawson in it.
Did you seriously, Brian? You like that better than the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen the second one in a long time. The first one is one that I go back to, and I'm like, oh, this is not as good as they thought it was going to be. I have to go see the second one though. I still want to see the new one with Tate, or is that Hemsworth? That's Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't seen that one. I saw
It's on HBO Max.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
I saw part of the third one the other day, like the end of it, and I'm like, this looks terrible. Like, I suppose he went back in time, so they're around the Apollo 11 launch, and they're fighting as the rocket's getting ready to blast off, and I wanted to slap everybody involved in the movie.
Wow. Jeff, what's your number 2?
Contact. I really enjoyed Contact.
Jodie Foster.
I really like the idea. I even read the book, and I read the book afterwards, and so I kind of like them both equally. Although probably if I had read the book first, I would have hated the movie forevermore. But since I saw the movie first,
they made that into a stage play.
Wow!
They made Contact into a stage.
Turn it into a musical. That would be cool.
I don't know. I don't know if it was a musical. I just know my dad hated it, and he likes plays, but he hated Contact. He said it was like 3.5 hours.
That's about how long a play is. So yeah.
Well, I guess this one was a very boring one.
Usually when you go to the theater, you spend about 3.5 hours there.
Number 1 for you, Scab.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
That's what I thought you were going with. Why is that so good? Why?
It's again so well paced. It puts you into that moment or into the mind of the person. Like Kubrick is very good at doing, like getting you to empathize with the characters and to get you into that strange world that you're in and just to exist there and the whole HAL 9000 computer is probably most of the plot. It's not necessarily that part's just all kind of bookended by the whole weird thing at the very end, and then the monkeys at the very beginning, and it's very original. It's very well done, and I really enjoy it.
Okay,
it's the first thing that came to mind when I saw the
top five.
The topic for the top 5.
Okay. Brian, what's your number 1?
Number 1, Space Jam.
Oh, I was on your side up until that one, Brian.
You know what, Brian? That was a good. That was a good top 5. Made me laugh. That was a good one. I appreciate it.
My favorite space movies, man. What do you want?
No,
you want me to lie to you?
Hey, I'm not saying it's to each their own. It made me chuckle, so that was a good top 5. I like that one. I was giving you a compliment, Brian. Jeez, you're my D&D buddy. Calm down. God,
don't tell me what to do. All right, this is America.
Put a mask on. Jeff, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is Serenity.
Not the. You're talking about the Firefly movie, right? Not
Yes,
the one that came out last year.
No, that I don't think has anything to do with exploring space.
Just checking. So,
but it pretty much at least gave us closure to a story that I love, and it I think held up all on its own, and I've been on a kick on like rewatching that right now. So, fortunately,
it killed two really good characters in that show.
Yeah, but we're not going to give spoilers.
I know. Did you ever read the comic books, Jeff? That the spinoff one?
I never did. I need to go back and find those.
I bet you could probably. I was thinking about ordering them off Amazon because I'm sure they're in a book or a graphic novel by now. So, or I'm hoping they are. So, my number 1 was the one Jeff took was Interstellar. It's a perfect piece. Good exploration film. Really enjoyed it. Michael Caine was awesome in it. Some men just want to do a burn. And Anne Hathaway was in it. It was just a good film. Really enjoyed it. And I didn't want to punch Matthew McConaughey by the end of it. So that's a win in itself.
That does, yeah.
And
the sign of a good movie. If Matthew McConaughey's in it, you don't want to punch him.
And again, like I said, it is probably about 25 minutes too long. And it did break away from what the original script was, obviously, because that's just the first script, and all that stuff. But and I think it would have worked if they had the original script. But I really enjoyed it. And then, yeah,
I was just going to say, how many times did you want to punch Matthew McConaughey in like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days or
6,812 times? I count it. But yeah, Interstellar was a really good film, and then I got to the end, and when you're finding out, you're starting to make sense of everything. You're like, damn, what? Just really well done. But Scab, you didn't like Interstellar at all?
No, I didn't. I've only seen it like twice.
Okay,
so it's possible that I wasn't in the mood to watch it, or I missed something. So I'm willing to try it again, but I didn't enjoy it.
I will say if you do not enjoy it, like the first half, like the first hour of it, it does make for a really long film at the end. I mean, because it is up there in time. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, honorable mentions for anyone?
I had Total Recall.
New one or original?
The new original one, obviously, because it's better than the original.
The new one.
I forgot his. Oh, no, go ahead.
My only honorable mention was Battlefield Earth.
I These aliens are supposed to be 8 feet tall. Yeah. Just instead of getting steppers in the booth, just point the camera up. That makes a better way. Just do it that way. Genius.
I was kind of expecting someone to say Starship Troopers.
I actually enjoy Starship Troopers. It's not good.
I know you did.
I did.
I did too.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. Doogie Howser. I actually thought about Galaxy Quest. I thought about that being on there, but I didn't know if that was. I don't know.
As strict as we get on our rules to fit in somebody's list,
it could have worked. Let's see here. Jen Adams, the 5th best.
I heard of her.
Yeah, 5th best Buffy trivia player. She had Passengers at number 5. Number 4, Apollo 18. I don't know what that one is.
Not a horror movie.
Yeah, it's. I haven't seen it. She was explaining it to me. It's like she said something about the Apollo 18 goes to the moon, and then there's aliens that are disguised as moon rocks that sneak up on them.
Interesting.
The description did not sound good, but she says that it's really good.
So it's like a scary version of Fraggle Rock. Very scary version. Number 3 was Apollo 13. Number 2, Contact. And number 1, I don't know about this one here, Jen. The Clover.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martian?
No. Mars needs moms. No. The Cloverfield Paradox. Because CERN, which I agree.
I still have to see the Paradox. I have not seen that one yet.
Don't. I probably would have put Armageddon on the list if Scab Jeff didn't make me watch it so damn much. I'm pretty much sick of it. How dare you be sick of that film?
It's a terrible, terrible film in every way, shape, and form.
No, when he's playing Animal Crackers on Liv Tyler, that is a sweet romantic scene. Just so great.
I'd rather watch Liv Tyler in Empire Records.
Ooh. Scandal. Shock me. With your deviant behavior.
Deviant behavior.
I'm just glad that it's been long enough that no one remembers my sexual history with Armageddon, so we don't need to mention that anymore.
You just brought it up.
I didn't. I just wasn't going to bring it up.
I remember there was a connection there, and I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but now that you...
Anyways, moving on. Let's see. Bad idea of the week, number 1305.
Armageddon.
No, Disney. No, how dare you? Disney World reopening during a pandemic. So there you go. Be here next week. We are in talks with Disney to give away a free trip to Disney.
Yay!
You're not sending me back there.
Oh, you're going. You're going.
Okay.
I think Doug already sold you. I think we need to find other people to go.
I've already taken one for the team.
Number 1 fan Doug would have been on the show this week, but he's like in the coastline, or he's in the Rocky Mountains somewhere. I don't know what happened to him. So
I saw pictures from Nebraska.
Yeah. So he's traveling cross country. I guess you're safe.
There's no better time in the history of the country to travel cross country.
Lewis and Clark might disagree with you on that. Let's see here. Anyways, Scab Jeff, thanks as always for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Scab Jeff's going to be a regular guest next year. He's going to be a host next year when regular Jeff dies. So,
so you got that going for you.
Yeah, there you go. You can be on the IMDb page. Let's see here. Did anyone have titles for the show?
I got a couple written down.
Okay, go ahead.
I got those are Hobie numbers. Shut It Down. Orbs. And My D&D Buddy.
Oh. I had That's My Freedom. She Settled for You. How to Swing an Elephant. And let's see here. I Found an Orb. And House Trapped. So, Brian, you got anything?
Let me look here.
Josh Gad has no asshole.
There we go. Josh Gad has no butthole.
Do you know that?
That's the only thing I've got written down.
Do you know that,
You should
Scab
probably.
Jeff? Josh Gad literally has no asshole. He was on Entertainment Tonight a couple months ago, and he has like just a bag from it. But yeah, he literally has no asshole. He was born without one. I can't say that.
We heard it on the internet. It must be true.
No, it's not.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Go listen to 2 weeks ago's episode.
Just
You weren't on it, so you wouldn't have listened. But
just to show you how bad Artemis Fowl was, we ended up talking about Josh Gad's asshole in it. That's how bad the review was. So, just want to let you know. So, okay.
The only one that I had was the GoBots of G.I. Joe.
Stupid GoBots. So what are we doing with? I like the orbs.
I like the swinging the elephant.
How to swing
I
an
like
elephant.
the swing the elephant.
Swing an elephant.
Change approved. And go buy Scab Jeff's book on Amazon right now. Jeff, what is that?
Zombies, the true story of the Titanic disaster.
That's right. Go do it right now, people, on Amazon. Get the Hobie bump. Get the Hobie bump.
Zombies.
So I just came across something.
Uh-oh.
We were talking about the Redskins and their names earlier.
Yeah.
Yes.
So apparently someone in Alexandria, West Virginia, Virginia,
Yeah.
trademarked 14 different names for teams. So they've got the Washington Red Wolves, Washington Tribe, Washington Red Tails, Washington Monuments, Veterans, Renegades Gridiron Football, Braves Professional Football Team. They Red Tails again. I don't know why they trademarked it twice, but
Maybe once with and once without Washington. I don't know.
let's see, the Washington Freedom Fighters, Washington Warhogs.
Oh,
Washington-
Warhogs. I like that.
You know, I do like them.
Potomacs,
because they're the hogs, whatnot. But yeah.
Red-tailed Hawks,
It's too
and
long.
Radskins.
Ranskin.
1990 called. they want their title back. I kind of like the Red Wolves. That's kind of fun.
Yeah,
like
that's
it.
one I think I saw. Red
Yeah.
Wolves, Red
So-
Tails, and Red Hawks.
So
I
that's
think were the
allegedly that's what's holding up them
announcing
a
it
new
is
team name
somebody already.
That's awesome.
trademarked.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame them either because it's to fuck over Dan Snyder. So fuck him. I'm fine
Dan
with
Snyder
that.
should have done that years ago, trademarked him just in case, but he was too stubborn, so now he's got to pay.
Before we go, not only do we say fuck Dan Snyder, can we say fuck Zack Snyder? Yeah, fuck you, just for Justice League.
Yeah, all you Snyders.
No, not Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder's a good comic book writer.
Okay.
So, but Zack
I like
Snyder.
their pretzels.
Oh yeah.
Or Schneider from One Day at a Time.
Yeah, but I forgot about the pretzels. Good job on the pretzels. Brian.
Yeah.
So,
Snyder's makes a nice pretzel.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to fuck those pretzels.
title
Title of the show.
Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets. There's a history, not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of bad ideas. Podcast.
You've been listening to Hobie.